hey, throughout your career, you've been able to show up in big games and come through with big performances. What would you say was the biggest challenge today, and really just, I guess, the transition from college to the NFL for moments like these?
Oh, I think we knew coming into this game that the challenge, for us was going to be their defense, their front seven, as well as their back end. I think they did a really good job, schematically with how they schemed up, things that we were doing. But they all played together, and they can communicate things last minute and do things, to try to confuse you. But coming in, we knew that was going to be our biggest challenge. I mean, and the transition from college to the NFL, everyone's just better in the NFL. Everyone's better. There's no days off, and you got to prepare every week. Like it's a big game because it is.
Ruthie?
Tua, with everything you guys have been through this year, how would you describe your emotions right now?
Well, I would say it's always tough, when you're coming off a loss. The feeling of losing never feels good. So I would say the emotions, but not just me, but a lot of the guys in the locker room. It's a bitter taste in our mouth. That's not a way we want it to go down.
Omar?
So obviously, this season has had plenty of highs and lows for you. What do you take from this year? What did you learn? What did you feel like you added to yourself?
I think I've added, preparation as the biggest thing. First off, how I prepared from the time I got to the NFL or even in college is, totally different than the way I prepare now. I still do think there's a lot of things to learn from, to, learn how to adjust second half coming out. There's just a lot of things that I would say have, kind of stuck with me throughout this season with all the highs and lows that we've had.
Yeah.
Tua, how would you grade maybe you and Chan's comfort running the offense together as a duo? And how do you look at that partnership going forward?
Yeah, I think me and Chan's relationship is really good, and our partnership with, what I kind of want called, and, the communication between us, I think it's really good. Just today, I don't think I put us in a really good situation, with the defense giving us a turnover on the first series, and, we're not going down and punching it in. There was a lot of miscommunication on that first drive for us, and I think that's where it really starts. We need to be better in that aspect of, opening up games with, those first drives. We got to go down and, give our team some spark.
Steve?
Sure. What are your thoughts when you think back on the interceptions? Any common thread on those?
I think some of them were miscommunications, and then one of them that was just poor ball playing, on my part. But at the same time, you got to move on from those, and we try to finish, and didn't let that try to get into our head.
We got time for one more. We'll go to Adam.
Tua, I wanted to get your mindset going into the offseason, assuming that you guys don't get in. Last year, this time, obviously, your life was in kind of disarray a bit. Do you expect to be the starter going forward? Do you think this is your team now?
Well, I don't think I have control over any of those things. I think all I can do is continue to grow, continue to get better, and then off season just get with a good amount of the guys and see what we can do from there, going into next season.
X, what's up, man? Obviously, this was a rough loss, but you, I guess personally, you got your 10th interception. First, got to do it in 13 years. What does that mean to you? Can you take any happiness of that, even though it was a rough loss?
No, it was hard to get happy though, man. Nobody want to get beat like that. We came in here, we was trying to win the game, and it didn't happen. So I ain't really get the feeling with the 10th interception that it was good enough.
Steve,
Got away the way it did.
you broke up there. Can you repeat that?
X, why do you think the game got away the way it did?
We ain't executing like all three phases. We let the guys get in the lead. And, it's a powerful offense they had. They got a lot of weapons. Josh Allen, man, a great quarterback, doing some great things this year. The guys that he got around him. So, we got to prepare him well for all three phases.
Joe?
X, how do you feel about the future of the franchise and where you fit into that?
Like it was before, they brought guys in, to help the team. And, even though we've been winning games, in the future, I feel like the future gonna be great. I'm here with the team, and more guys we're gonna have on the team are gonna help us win.
Omar?
With the 10th interception and what you accomplished this season, how much pride do you put in what you did this year, considering you're coming back from that knee injury?
Man, I was in the locker room, going to the training room, just saying, like, being able to say I played 16 games, after the surgery I had, a big surgery, and it was worse than an ACL. So people was getting confused with an ACL, but it was worse than that. And, just coming from that, man, just gaining that confidence and just want to feed off that for next year, help the guys that are on our team and help the team win games.
We got time for one more, Cam.
X, I guess I'll just piggyback off that. What will you take away most from this year? I guess individually and as a team.
Of course we want to win more games. We want to make the playoffs. There's bigger things than that. But with that, I feel like we got some here. Everybody believe in Flores, and we believe in everybody on the staffs, and and we all put in the work. Even though we came short, but I feel like the future is bright for us. And, we're going to have this draft. We're going to take advantage of the draft and get some guys in that can help us win also.
Hey, Jesse, can you just describe the emotions of the moment of disappointment?
Yeah, it's always, tough to come in and play this team. And, putting ourselves down early didn't help. And our execution wasn't where it needed to be, obviously. But, we kept fighting. And that's what, this team's shown all season is we can fight.
Omar?
Jesse, obviously the run game wasn't there or wasn't consistent this today. What was it that Buffalo was doing that was giving you guys issues?
I really don't know. I know we didn't really, have the runs that we were, running with, but, we got down early, we had to pass, we got behind the chains. So we couldn't really consistently do what we wanted to do. And, it's on us to execute the game plan, obviously, but, it wasn't what we wanted.
Yeah.
Jesse, what's up, man? Obviously, you guys can, still look and see what Jacksonville does. But what do you take out of this season if it ends this way offensively, and what you guys were able to do as a team?
Yeah, the season we had last year to this year is night and day difference. So I think, that kind of, spoke for what we did this offseason, what we can do during the season. But obviously wanting to win that game, give us our own shot to get in, but we'll see what happens tonight. I think, this is a great group with a really good team, from top down. I just think overall, I think, we can fight, we've shown we can improve, and, we can hang with some teams, but tonight wasn't what we, been able to perform.
David?
Hey, Jesse, nice to see you, man. Obviously you don't want to think about anything past this game today, but, how encouraging, do you think the future is of this team?
Yeah, I think, what we did this season, and hopefully we can continue, but leading up into the offseason next year, I think we have a solid foundation where we can start with. We'll see what happens, but hopefully we can continue to build and get to that next step.
Armando?
Hey, Jesse. So Tua mentioned communication issues, particularly on the early drives. What did you notice in that respect?
I'm not really sure. I thought communication was pretty decent on the O-line tonight. We had to make some adjustments, be more loud and be more clear on where we're going. I'm not sure if he was mentioning us or the perimeter, but I thought tonight, we did a pretty good job IDing where we needed to go.
Joe?
Yes, there's always going to be a tendency to overreact to one game, especially in the post game. But what is your opinion of how Tua Tagovailoa's first season in the NFL went?
I think he's done well. I think obviously he's a rookie quarterback. He's trying to figure it out as well. I mean, hell, we're all doing the same thing. We're all trying to figure out each snap, each play. I think being put into a situation where somewhat decent, but I think he has everything that he needs to be a great leader, a great quarterback in this league, and he's shown that tonight. Things don't always go your way, and we were telling him that keep leading us, and he was.
All right, we've got one more question. Here's Cam.
Hey, Jesse, I guess just piggybacking off that, if Tua was asking you going into the offseason maybe where he could take the biggest jump into year two, what might you tell him?
I don't know. I'm not a specialist in that area, but I'd probably just tell him, be himself. Do what you do. Continue to improve, just like all of us. But just be yourself.